Let me see if I can sum this up. It's ever changing, it's ongoing. It's kind of like a lifelong pursuit of kind of working through that. But Black alchemy is like a lens, an apparatus like the camera. Things get filtered through it.
I think that Aaron Turner's work is really powerful. I think that the way that he navigates abstraction and the historical record and blends those two together in ways that get us to think about historical figures or historical narratives totally differently I think there's real power in that, and it's something that continues to bring me back to the work.
Family funerals, they're always described as like homegoing ceremonies, and that's what it like kind of turns into. And so this particular image about my grandfather, his name was Aaron. That's who I'm named after. Shortly after both of my parents passed away in the same month of 2018, a few months later in March of 2019, he passed away. So this was an interesting time period. 3 funerals that I never thought I would make images at. When I talk about this work, I talk about it being a transformative process because of different things that happen out of your control. How does that affect who you are as a person? And also in terms of a transformative process like resilience. That's what the Arkansas Delta is. It's full of people that are resilient. Thinking about myself being one of the few family members like still living in Arkansas and still wanting to live in Arkansas, and then other family members not having that same desire. So that's one of the things I'm trying to figure out. And instances like this where I make images helps me kind of work toward that. So that's kind of just what I'm thinking about today when I'm looking at this image. So yeah. How Black alchemy literally started was in a corner of my studio. I was living in Ohio. It was a little bit of a culture shock. And then I was like, why am I like just constantly longing for my family? Black alchemy, the Black side of it kind of tries to understand the color black and how people sometimes don't treat it pictorially. You know, it's a color just like blue. It's a color just like yellow. But oftentimes it's kind of seen as something you mix to like deepen a hue or something like that. People don't really look at the color. But then there's also the metaphor of like Blackness in American and Western American history and how that often is conflated, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a monolith. It's just all types of different narratives. The other alchemy side is kind of like a modge-podge. Like there's really no one way to look at everything. A bunch of things make up the Black experience. Another way is like creating installations or still lifes in the studio. How I can take this material as a backdrop. I can take all these formal things that I like with all these historical things that I like and see what it looks like when I photograph it with a 4x5 camera. The studio for me in these installations I create, they're really performances because I'll set them up, make the picture, tear it down, add something else. And that's really the only existence of the installation is the photograph. What I'm trying to do with the pictures is present these historical figures in a new way. Blackness it shouldn't be a monolith. The history of America shouldn't be a monolith as well. Yeah. I'm dealing with purely the past when it comes to Black alchemy. What I'm trying to do with the pictures is present these historical figures in a new way. I'm trying to talk about the past and the present simultaneously to create a speculative image that speaks to a future that I want as an artist. Things are kind of crazy right now, and I think we obviously haven't spent enough time in the past to get to a better place.
Yeah, right.
So when I'm getting ready to click that shutter, I can't forget who I am. I can't forget history.